Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. Now, ask any student who attended a federal or state university here in Nigeria about the state of their student hostel, and they'll most likely respond that student accommodation in Nigeria is a nightmare. Not enough rooms for the throngs of students that are accepted, and for even those with rooms, the conditions are a nightmare. Our guest today is Abayomi Onasanya, founder and CEO of Student Accommod8, and he has over 16 years in property trading, development, construction, and management. His vision for Student Accommod8 is to become Africa's leading developer and operator of Purpose Built Student Accommodation, which provides a comfortable and stimulating environment for African and international students to achieve their academic potential. Welcome to the morning show.
Morning.
I feel like you deserve an award.
Yeah, definitely.
Honestly, because this is a route that not very many people are going. You see development companies, they're all into like residences and like malls, shopping complexes. Yeah. You know, you have gone the student accommodation route.
That's right.
Why? What drew you to that?
So my experience in dealing with Nigerian graduates, I felt that there was something lacking. So I looked into the problem of, why did a lot of students who I felt academically they weren't achieving as much as they could. So I did some research into the sector, and I now realized that there was a problem with hostels, PBSA. Over the years, there has been no investment in ensuring that the number of beds that are built keeps up with the number of students that we have. So what you find is a situation where you're in a federal or a state university and you have less than 20% beds available. So it causes students to squat and live in really bad conditions, which ultimately affects their ability to focus on their schoolwork. So we just decided that we wanted to try and do something to solve the problem. Our background is real estate and real estate development. So we set about to actually, we want to build somewhere in the region of about 15,000 beds in the next 3 to 5 years.
Wow.
So we've started our business 2 years ago. We're currently at about 500 beds. So we're just delivering beds each year into the market. What makes our business different is that we provide you with an experience. So people have hostels all over the country, but what we do is we provide you with a community type feeling. So you, other than having the beds, you have other value-added services such as mini marts, print and copy centers, laundromats. So things that help you live an easier life. So you can focus on what you need to do.
Wow.
We have resident managers who their main role is to take care of you. So it's similar to a hotel. So every one of our residences are exactly the same. The designs are the same. The building is the same.
You say similar to a hotel now. There's a question. How affordable is this accommodation?
Okay, so part of our mission is to provide accommodation to all students.
Right.
So in our portfolio, we have a wide range of different types of accommodation. We have to be realistic. We're a business that's our shareholders ask us to make a profit. So what we do is we have affordable beds, then we have beds that are targeted towards the people that can afford to pay more.
Right.
And we find that provides a good balance. So it's affordable. Most of our students can afford to, but there's always going to be a little segment of the market who still find it difficult to afford decent accommodation.
Right. I stayed in a private student hostel in Nottingham. It was called St. Peter's Court. Right. And there was also a valet park. And it's just, this just brings back memories. And it's so funny how I've never seen this here. I mean, why are other people not attracted to this sector, this industry, or this part of the industry?
Why are more construction companies and businesses not looking
So unfortunately, we're in an environment where we're very short-termist in our thinking. A business like this is a long-term business. You have to invest, and it takes quite a while for you to see the profits. So we decided that this problem is a long-term problem that we need to sort of be in for the long haul. So what you find is that people, they come into the market, and we see this every day. People come in, they underestimate what it takes, because the margins are great, but it's a lot of hard work. But a lot of developers want to sort of turn over their properties very quickly, and you can't blame them. the environment can be challenging at times. But
what are some of the challenges you faced so far?
Okay, so infrastructure is a big problem. Just like everybody else, we supply our own power, we supply our own water, our own security. So all these things increase the cost of the bed spaces. If we had a better and enabling environment, then I think that we could charge much less. But what we find is that those are the major things. And then, of course, access to capital. Our business is a capital-intensive one. And, you know, there's a lot of competing businesses, you know, trying to attract the same capital. So it's about finding the right partners who understand that this is a long-term play. And also, our business has a social impact, as I mentioned earlier on. If we're able to house students in conducive, comfortable environments, they graduate and become better citizens. Better graduates. So we don't only look at it from the perspective of we're here to make a profit. We also feel that this is adding towards the values of future Nigerians.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll always have squatters. There would always be
that friend.
There would always be that friend who wants to just stay for 2 nights and will be leaving in 2 days and ends up living there. So how do you curb that, or is that something you would permit?
Okay, so we don't permit squatters, floaters, or whatever else. Boyfriends. So we use technology. So our business and our platform is technology driven. We have a technology called Connect Central that was developed in-house. And essentially, we use that as part of a number of monitoring tools. So we know who's in our buildings and we know roughly where they are and when they should leave. So what we find is that the technology allows us to be able to manage multiple beds. It manages the whole process. So we're not just a landlord. We're a business that is driven to optimize our assets as best as possible. And we use that through our Connect Central technology.
Right. So you're currently at Pan Atlantic University.
Yes, we're building on site there. I'm very excited. We should launch in September.
We have that on screen right now. That's beautiful.
Yes, we've actually progressed a lot further. We're at roofing stage now.
Okay.
But look at those trees.
I know, it adds to everything. So where is this located?
So this is our development called Cedar House. It's within the campus of Pan Atlantic University.
Okay.
It's a 140-bed development. This is it's in Ibejuleki.
Okay.
So when this comes on stream, it just adds more to the. So we target federal, state, and private universities.
Okay. So any plans for one of the most popular universities in Lagos, Unilag?
What?
I'm just like, because that's one of the universities where I hear everybody's at Unilag. Everybody I've met went to Unilag.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
And I've actually been to those hostels as well.
Yes.
Moremi hostel. Yeah, I've been there. And when I went there, I was surprised because I saw like 3, 5, 6 girls in one room, and I was like, what's going on here? So it's a popular university. So are you actually looking towards those types of universities that are actually very
absolutely.
popular?
We have a development there that is live and operational. It's called Pine House.
Okay.
Right in the heart of Koka, Yaba. So Unilag is a tier A market for us, right? And what we've done is over the past 2 years, we've really grown to understand our business because we didn't want to come out and then fail, because a lot of the times when you don't have the first-hand experience in a particular segment, it's quite difficult. So we purposefully were very small for the past 2 years, just understanding and growing our brand. So we now hope to expand in Yaba. We have a number of projects that will see us bring about 2,000 or so beds into the Yaba market.
Nice.
So we're very excited about Yaba, and we will announce projects shortly that will come in. We've had various conversations with the University of Lagos. I can't really share too much at the moment, but we're very excited. And our company is focused on Southwest Nigeria for now.
Which is good, because a lot of other companies usually just focus on Lagos. But apparently you have something in Olabisi University.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a project called Sycamore House. It's a 768.
You have a thing with wood and trees.
So yes, all of our developments are named after trees. And we believe that as you nurture seedlings. So this is Sycamore House, 768 beds.
Wow.
It's on the campus of Abayomi Onasanya University. There's very little accommodation there. You know, when we launched the showroom, we literally had people queuing outside because everybody was very excited about, you know, and these are not luxurious buildings. These are just clean, you know, just standard, decent buildings, well-maintained, well-organized. Water will run, there'll be power, you'll be secure. And that's really what we're offering. We're not offering any luxuries or any frills. We just...
That's what these students actually need, the basics. Because just imagine you have an exam and there's no electricity, fine, right? But then there's no water again. So how are you supposed to shower and get your mind prepared and things like that? So you're definitely actually helping these students as well, because you need to be comfortable, because we compare them to their Western counterparts a lot. But these people are in better conditions, better environments where they can actually grow and think.
Absolutely. When you take away all the challenges that you know you'd face in a homely environment, you're left with really nothing else to do than to just study and think and succeed. Absolutely. So we sincerely hope that, you know, over the long run, our business is able to take away a lot of that worries and actually give students an opportunity to thrive.
Right. How receptive have these universities been? Because the first one, Pan Atlantic, you're on their side, Abayomi Onasanya, you're on their side. Yes. So there has to be a lot of collaboration with the schools themselves.
Absolutely. So we work very closely with schools. Some of our portfolios is outside of the campus, and a lot of it is on the campus. The schools have been very welcoming. There is a desire, because they understand that there's a problem. So there's a desire on their part to actually partner with us and try to resolve the situation. I think that in the past, the structuring mechanisms hasn't always been ideal. So, excuse me, there's been lots of people that have not been able to develop on campuses, but I believe that that's changing now. Right. So I hope for a situation where lots more developers come into the market, because we did some research, and the shortage of beds is currently at about 1.5 million beds today, what needs to be built.
So break that down. It means there are 1.5 million students without beds,
without purpose-built student accommodation beds.
So are they what's that word, commuting from their homes?
So it's a whole series of commuting from... Squatting, living in places that were not purpose-built. You know, our vision of a purpose-built development is it caters to all your needs without you having to sort of worry about things like security and water.
Sorry, how is the security? Because you did say you provide security.
Okay, so we have uniformed guards who are 24 hours a day from reputable companies.
Surveillance?
We have CCTV cameras. You know, we have an on-site manager who's there. Depending on the size, it's either 24 hours or a 12-hour shift. So our typical site will be what we call a core, the core. So you enter into this building that houses management offices and all the value-added services, so cafeterias, mini-marts, laundromats. We do a feasibility study for every site that we go to determine what facilities is required. We speak to the students, they tell us, this is what we want. Some people we need Wi-Fi.
Everybody needs Wi-Fi.
Right? So there's Wi-Fi there, you know. And you know, it's an additional paid service, I must add. But it's optional. Nobody's forcing it, you know, at you. So we really do listen to the students, and we listen, what do you really want? And we ensure that it's there in the development for them.
You know what's missing though? Because the only thing missing now is like career talks.
Okay, so
are you going to have career talks as well?
So as part of the value-added services, we organize things like team building sessions.
Oh wow!
She's in love.
Seriously, I feel like calling all my cousins now, and then you're like, okay.
So our vision is to provide a total service in which, you know, your experience with us is top notch. It doesn't cost us to organize a fair where we bring different employers together. And, you know, it doesn't cost us anything to bring somebody in to have a talk to the students. There was a time in our Pine House development on a Saturday morning, we got all the students out. We bribed them with pizza and Coke.
Wow.
But we got them to actually do some gardening. You know, so yeah, they got together and, you know, we have some, I don't think we shared the pictures, but we got them together and they did the gardening and they got to know each other a lot better and, you know, they had drinks and food afterwards. And it was, so we go over and beyond being a landlord. We want your experience to be essentially like that of a home, but away from home.
That's amazing. We definitely need more private sector.
Yeah, and I would definitely say you're probably one of the nicest landlords I've heard of in Texas. Because yesterday we were talking about landlords a bit and businesses and how, you know, you're required to wait 2 years and things like that.
Yes.
So are you requiring these people to, these students to pay for?
So traditionally, we do a 12-month or 50-week sort of license.
Okay.
So they pay up front. However, we recognize that not everybody can afford to pay up front. So we do have 6-month programs.
Abayomi,
Can you be my landlord?
it's almost like, do I want to go back to school right now?
Right.
Yes, but you're doing an amazing job. And honestly, we really need the private sector to get into this.
Absolutely.
Because, yes, because the schools themselves do not have the capacity, clearly. You know, they have more students, they accept more students. People are squatting.
Yes.
I keep going back to the squatting because I've seen such horrid situations when they're like
things happen
6 or 7.
when they're squatting, unfortunately. When
Yes.
those things happen, there's just too much.
I absolutely agree. And, you know,
share.
in the course of our business, we do a lot of research. So I've been in to see 16 in a room, 20 in a room designed for 4 or 6.
Wow.
And it breaks my heart when you see these things because, you know, we treat our young Nigerians as though they're not worth anything. And I think that if you come out of a system and you've been treated badly, you tend to sort of value yourself as next to worthless. So I think we need to reorientate students and help them understand that we see you as our future and we know that you're the leaders of tomorrow and we respect and we treat you as such.
Yeah, and that would definitely help with their confidence levels as well.
Absolutely.
When they go out to actually seek work and things
It's been
like
amazing.
that.
Amazing talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Our favourite landlord.
I know. And that brings us to the end of the morning show today. Thank you so much for watching from the entire morning show team here in Lagos. All that's left to say is enjoy the rest of your morning and, of course, the rest of your day. Goodbye.